my name's Mandy and welcome to my YouTube channel Pickety Stitch. Life is so creative. So I thought I'd pop on and catch the last remnants of sunlight today. It's the 12th of April 2021 and I'm coming to you from the UK, northwest of England. Today is a bit of a landmark day today in the UK because we have, I think it's the second stage, we've come on to the second stage of our roadmap of the lockdown. So basically today all non-essential shops have opened. So the first shop I've been to is Hobbycraft, but I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. Okay, so I was doing a little bit of crochet and I thought to myself, well, what I'll do is pop on and talk about my latest makes. Okay, so what have I been making? Well, I've actually been doing quite a lot of cross stitch, but I'll talk about that soon. I'll start off with my sewing makes. Now today I'm wearing my Brasov top by Itch to Stitch. I did showcase this in a review. It was part of the Sew a Top challenge facilitated by Claire from Penguin and Pear last year. So yeah, it's really comfy. I love this jersey, so I just thought I'd pop this on and yeah, I feel it's one of my favourite tops. I do suit a V-neck. I think V-necks are very flattering and it sort of wraps round and has these beautiful pleats. But if you want to know a little bit more about the Brasov top, I'll put a link into that particular video at the end of this vlog. So yeah, I think I mentioned in my last vlog that I was going to make the gable top by Jennifer Lauren from Jennifer Lauren Handmade. There we go, the gable top, and this is a slash neck sweater. And I purchased this jersey from Sew Over It just before Christmas in a sale. Now, I'm not quite sure about the jersey. I don't think this is quite my colouring. I suit more of a gold or a mustard. I am an autumn colour. I prefer that palette. So yeah, now I don't know why I do this, but I sort of didn't enjoy sewing this because the jersey was super stretchy and I had a feeling it wasn't going to suit me. And I just made the slash neck without fitting it first, which Jennifer Lauren does say in her instructions that you must do that. So I've got to unpick the neckline and fit it a little bit better to me. I have made one of these before. I think I'll pop another link in at the end of this vlog, which shows you that particular top I made. And I love that top, but this isn't doing it for me, and it's because the jersey is super stretchy, and for an ample figure like mine it's not quite as flattering. So you know, I sort of lost my sojo a bit when I was making this top because I'm thinking this isn't going to suit me one iota. So I love the pattern. Like I say, I've made a top before, but this jersey wasn't doing it for me. So I am thinking that I might actually, that's why I'm not modelling it, because I thought I might actually either reconstruct the neckline to fit one of my daughters or to use the jersey for something else. So yeah, that's the thing with handmade clothes, not everything comes off a treat. So there we go. So my sewing plans for this month of April is to make a skirt out of this beautiful blue, it's like a crepe with white spots on, as you can see. I don't know why I'm saying that, it's obvious. I'll bring it a little bit closer. I think I might have to line this skirt. I was going to make one what fits and then flares out, because It is a little bit see-through, isn't it? That's no problem. Bought this fabric from Sew Over It, and again, this is when I bought the yellow jersey. I bought this fabric in the sale. So yeah, I've got plenty there to go at to make a lovely skirt. And I do like blue and white spots. I think it's classic. I really do. I just love this. I think it's the epitome of an English lady. I really do. I can remember years ago having an old needlework book, and it was talking about fashions and trends for the different countries, and it was saying that navy and white is a classic colour for the English lady. So there we go. And I love navy and white, although we've been in autumn, apparently that is not in my colour palette. And I'm also wanting to make a coat. Now, I don't know if I'll have enough here or a long jacket, but this fabric I bought, I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago, and I do know that Viv Mum also bought the same fabric, because I was watching, I was thinking, oh, I've bought that, and I think I bought this. It was either from Hobby Lobby or Joann's. I'm airing towards Hobby Lobby when I was over in the States. So this is like it's a stretch that way. It's not so much a stretch that way, but it's more of a stretch that way. Now, I'm going to have to look at the cocoon coat. I want to make the cocoon coat by Sew Over It, but I think that's definitely for your Melton wools, or you know, your boiled wools. So I don't think it would hold for this, but I'm going to have a look, because that's what I want to make. So yeah, I think this would be really nice for spring weather, because some days it's a bit crazy at the moment in the UK, because we had, last week it was really hot, but outside it was only 6 degrees, so I couldn't understand that. I was walking around inside the house with a cotton blouse on. Then we had rain, and then we had snow, and now today it's really warm again. So, but these spring days in the UK can be quite chilly at night, so I just thought a nice jacket or coat, if I can get a coat out of this would be fab. But like I say, I'll bring the fabric up a little bit closer for you, and you can see. There we go. Now, I'm not quite showing up, but there is a little bit of sparkle in this. It's not quite showing up. And this is the back of the fabric. It's like a looped fabric, like a looped terry, isn't it? But, so there we go. It just stretches, like I say, in the one direction. So those are my plans for sewing. Okay, so what else have I been making? Well, I've been making lots of things. I'm always crafting. Let's pop that out of the way. It's a little bit distracting. I'm sitting in a different aspect of my craft room today. I must have the badge for the smallest craft room of all the vloggers, because what happened when I moved into this house, I think it was 4 years ago, because I moved back to Church Lawton, which is where I grew up as a child. Now, the previous house I lived in, it was 3 bedrooms, and I had the smaller room which I used as an office, because at the time I was studying for a master's degree. Then I had obviously the 2 bedrooms with the same size, so the other 2. So I had one of those for my craft room, and you could easily get 2 single beds in there. There was all fitted wardrobes, and there was lots and lots of room, so I could have an ironing table in there. I had 2 desks. It was absolutely fantastic for a craft room. I had so much room. But we've moved into this house. Now, this house is very spacious downstairs. It is what you call a dormer bungalow. So it's a chalet style 60s house. And yeah, upstairs is not so big. Now the biggest bedroom, the largest room, which is our room, is big. It's nice and spacious. So that means I'm not opening the curtains every time I walk past the window with my bottom. And we've got two smaller rooms. But this was the second biggest room. And we actually decorated this. It's a Laura Ashley wallpaper. And we decorated it specifically as a bedroom, you see. So if anyone wanted to stay over, like the grandchildren. And you could easily get a bed in here, some drawers, you know, it's quite a nice room. And then the smaller room I was going to have as my craft room. But then when we started to put all the stuff in to the smaller room, it was spilling out. So we had to change plans and I had to use this room for my craft room. So that's why I've got this lovely Laura Ashley wallpaper up, which is for the bedroom, but actually it's now my craft room. So yeah, it can be a little bit irritating if you're watching me and you see all these little flowers. But we've no longer got Laura Ashley in the UK, which is an unfortunate thing because I used to love all the Laura Ashley wallpapers and fabrics as well as the clothes. But I have heard that actually it's been purchased now, it's been bought and it may reopen, so I'm just going to wait and see. But that's why I'm in such a small room. So there's a lot of vertical storage going on because not only do I sew, quilt, crochet and knit, I also make cards. So there's lots of papers, cardstock, stamps, and the little IKEA trolleys come in a treat because they're just jammed with all my different crafts as well. So what I'm going to do is give it a really good tidy, and I might actually do a tour of the smallest craft room in the world. It's got to be. So what else have I been making? I'm rambling on again. I have lots of projects on the go at the moment. In fact, I've whittled it down to having 8 projects to work on in the month. And I think I watched a floss tube. I don't know, it was Laurie Holt had said that she spends 3 days working on one project, and I thought that's a really good idea. So I thought from Monday to Wednesday I'll work on one project. From Thursday to Saturday I'll work on another project, and on Sunday I'll pick the project I want to spend an extra day on. So that sounds like good fun to me. So at the moment I'm working on this project, and this is a crochet blanket. Now I think it's called the Bunnykins blanket. Not quite sure, I can't remember, but I do know it's by Kerry Jayne Design. So I'm going to put the information in the box below. So when you click that little grey arrow, it'll open it up, and I'll pop the link in, and which will take you straight to her website and pattern if you're interested. I'm going to pop a picture up now just to show you what it should look like when it's completed. So as you see, you can see these little bunny rabbits. They're crocheted and obviously a different shade of wool, and I'm going to pop those on at the bottom. So I think there's 90 odd rows I've got to do, and I think I've done about 7. So yeah, quite a bit of crocheting to do, but once you start you can't stop. And I'm making this in a robin. It's the Bonnie Babe by Robin, double knitting, and I've bought, I think it's about 500 grams I've actually purchased, so I can make the blanket. And also I've made the little matinee coat what goes with this blanket. Now the idea was I was going to make it for Easter. I get these bright ideas just as Easter arrived actually, so I thought, well, this is going to have to do for spring. Now I have made the pom-poms, okay, So basically 2 little pom-poms, aren't they? Isn't that's really adorable, isn't it? 2 little pom-poms you sew on there. But the problem is, now I've got the clover pom-pom makers, okay, but no matter how hard I sew, wrap the wool round and tight, you can still pull, if you really pull hard, a piece of wool out. So I'm going to have another go at making this pom-pom, and I keep on looking on YouTube to, you know, and there's all sorts of suggestions to make the pom-pom tighter, but I mean, it's going to be for a baby, and that's what I'm concerned about, you see, because they do tend to, this is a 6 to 12 months, and at that age they do tend to pull things, don't they? And I wouldn't want her to pull the wool out. You see, I made this one a little bit smaller to see if that would help with making it tighter, but it doesn't. But anyhow, I'm going to make 2 more, and what I'm thinking of doing is actually sewing press studs on, okay, and somehow sewing this to the other press stud so they can press stud on. So then if she wants to take the pom-poms off, especially when it comes to washing this, because this will get chucked in the washer, then she can remove the pom-poms. So yeah, I think this is really looks sweet with the pom-poms. And I was going to crochet a baby rabbit and put that on as well. So this is nearly finished. It's crocheted all in one. You start off with crocheting the yoke, and then you go into pattern. So yeah, and obviously you then crochet the sleeves on. So she does explain the pattern you purchase separately. The other thing I would say as well is that there's plenty of colour photographs in the pattern, what shows you exactly, you know, how to construct the sleeves, and explains all about how to construct the yoke as well. So she does go into a lot of detail. I have to buy the button, and there's also a little button loop there, so I'm really pleased with that. I think it's cute. I've just got to sew in the ends, so that will look lovely with the cardigan. And I thought, what a lovely little present that is as well for a newborn babe as well, because she does the sizes, quite a good size range from baby up into, I think it's 2 years old. Yeah, have a look at the pattern and see what you think. But that is separate from that, but they do go together, this set do. So yeah, so that is that. Okay, so what else do I need to show you? I'm still planning, I still haven't knit my swatch yet for my cardigan, which I'm hoping to start. So I think this project will start, I think, Thursday. Okay, so this is a cardigan, I think it's the Francis cardigan by Maria Wallin, which I want to knit. So this is a King Cole double knitting wool. It's called Panache. I think 50% of this is acrylic, and the other 50% obviously is wool, and it's really soft. So I have a little bit of a sensitive skin when it comes to wool, so yeah, there's a happy medium there. And it is going to be a cardigan, and I purchased this from Love Crafts, and it's great, isn't it, because you get these great little bags to keep your stuff in. So up this blanket again. This is the Floralia blanket, and I'll just show you this. This is by Pipping Poppycock. I love that. So that's the middle, and this is using Stylecraft acrylic yarn. There's 3 colourways. It was a free pattern, and again I'll pop the link in down below. There's 3 colourways to this. and I'm using the vintage one. And there's also some tutorials by Helen Shrimpton from Crystals and Crochet on YouTube, and she goes through step by steps for each stage. But I'm absolutely loving this, so I'm just making up the other bits to this, so this will be a next week project. I've also bought some cotton yarn. Now my daughter wanted me to make for my grandson, she wanted me to knit what's called a camper jumper, so I'll put a picture in of that. Now I did think to myself, it is getting warmer weather now, and will he be wanting to wear acrylic? And I don't think so. So I bought this cotton Aran yarn from Paintbox. Now this is the problem with online shopping, you don't always get the colours that you want. Now the camper jumper has got a light green as the main colour, whereas when I looked on screen this looked a lot lighter, but it's come out, it's actually a darker colour. This colourway is called Spearmint. I'm just having a look to see, yeah, Spearmint green. So I'll show you that. So this looked more like a really light colour, but it isn't. So this will be the main colour, and then this colour will be a stripe. It's called Red Wine. This colour is, oh, what's this colourway called? Lime Green. And then I've got the other stripes, which are Melon Sorbet. Now that looks more of a pumpkin, doesn't it? And obviously this is Paper White. So I thought I just want to see what the jumper will look like in cotton. I just thought it would be better for him in the summer to wear. So, oh, nearly dropped my crochet hook. So those will be the colours. So it'll be, this will be the main one, the spearmint green, and then the stripes will be done in the others. So we'll see what it turns out like. Looking a little bit, I don't want it to be insipid, but we'll see what it turns out like. Gosh, it's not all knitting, honest. Now, the Boreal Jumper is still eluding me a little bit. I am going to sort this out. I knit this in the Bergère de France. It is a Kate Davis design. And when I knit the sleeves, I found the sleeves are a little bit tight for me. So I'm going to have a look at the needle sizes, and I might actually, instead of knitting this as a, like I have done here, I've knitted this in the round and I've stranded it. I might have to look at either trying to strand far more loosely for the arms, and maybe looking at knitting this in tarsia style. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to have to sort that out. In fact, I think that's more of an important project, so I think that's I'm going to have to get that done, because it's no use sitting in my craft room. It's sat there for 2 years. And then this is another cardigan I'm planning to knit my other granddaughter. Now I knit this one in a lovely red sparkly wool, and it's a patterns design, and she loves the cardigan, so I said, well, I'll knit it in a white wool for it, because my daughter says that she's always needing white cardigans. And this is a Deramores, and I picked it because it says it's anti-pilling, so I thought, well, that'll be useful, because I hate it when wool pills. So I think that's it for all the knitting and the sewing. I'm looking round in case I've forgotten anything to tell you. This is a tapestry. I think I've It's this way. I think I've shown you this before. Now I've done quite a bit of work on this, so I think I've only got a couple of flowers at the top, which are basically then mirrored, and I've completed, and I've just got to do the borders. So I started this 3 years ago, when my dad was poorly, so I wanted something to sew on, so I used to take this round his house and sit there and sew this. So this is on my scroll frame, as you can see. This was a kit I bought from Hobbycraft, which is our major UK crafting shop, and it was reduced from £42. Dropping some wool out. It's quite expensive. It was reduced to £20, so that's what it should look like when completed. So yeah, should be glad when this is, put that wool back so it doesn't get lost. So yeah, it'd be good when this is completed. It does make me smile because it did say to put in the samples of wool here, and I think I'm only working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm only working with 8 colours. Just nothing. It's nothing in the world of cross stitch. That's nothing. That's my tapestry. I do like tapestry. I think I need to show you is my progress on my Heaven and Earth design, and this is by, I think it's Jasmine Beckett Griffiths, and it's called the Mini Sea Beacon. And here we go. You can actually see a face. I couldn't wait to stitch a face. So I'm saying stitch her eye. Goodness, the amount of threads just in one square. One square equals roughly, well, it's not roughly, one square equals 100 stitches. It's a 10 by 10. But the amount of different threads that went into making this eye was unbelievable. But they are really, I'll bring it a little bit closer, they are really fantastic pictures, and the way they're charted up. So yeah, this is just one page. I think there's 9 pages if I remember rightly, but when I've done this bit here, this will be actually 9 pages. So yeah, this is on my Q-snap, and I'm using DMC threads for this. It took me a day to cut up the threads, believe you me, but I've got my little system now. I had lots and lots of threads already, just bags and bags of threads. I've got a trolley full of threads. So what I didn't have, I sent off for, because there's no what they call floss tossing. you know, there's no use with a Heaven and Earth design saying, oh well, this is a similar blue, or because the shading is very, very slight but between the threads, but you need it to make your picture to get the actual proper contrasts. So yeah, that's my mini sea beacon, and all this is just parked threads basically. Now I did make a mistake with this. I actually it said you could purchase the pattern as large format or normal PDF, and I chose normal PDF, and then realised my mistake, because when the pattern was printed out it was so tiny, because you're working with 89 threads. Okay, 89 different colours, sorry. So there's all different symbols for the different colours, and as you can imagine, 89 is an awful lot. So what I did is I've downloaded the PDF now to my Kindle, and I actually take a picture using my iPad, and I work off through photographs. So basically a lot of people use Pattern Keeper. Because I've got an iPad and it's Apple, there's no app for the iPad, you see. So I've ended up where I actually take a photograph, a screenshot off my Kindle, and then I go into my photographs and I actually put on edit, and then when the colour crayon comes up at the bottom, I'm using yellow to mark off what I've already, what I sew. It's a bit laborious doing it that way, but it works for me. So it's not as gadgety and good as Pattern Keeper, because Pattern Keeper will show you what stitches you need to do next, and all that. But yeah, it's the only way I can do it really. So I do stitch two-handed, and so I've been after a stand really, because it is beginning to hurt my arm, you see, because I usually stitch that way and catch underneath with my left hand. So I've just purchased a stand. I did purchase one online, and I'm not going to name the company, but I was a bit cross to be quite honest, because I purchased this, it was like a lap stand, and the clip was at the front, and I thought, well, it might just hold this Q-snap for me so I can just sit there and stitch. But I had an email from them, I paid, and then I bought some other stuff, and then I had this lovely email to say that it was out of stock. Well, I don't like that, because it didn't say that it was out of stock. So I did say to them, you've given me the impression it was in stock. Why don't you just put it's out of stock? Hobbycraft do that. They'll put out of stock online or out of stock in the shops. But this gave me the impression that it was available. So I said, so could you please refund my money? And they did. So I've been to Hobbycraft this afternoon, and I bought, I think it's called the Siesta. When it's put together, I'll show you lap stand, so I can hopefully clip this onto there then and stitch so it's free standing, so both my hands are free then to stitch away. Still here, I thought I'd just quickly talk to you about what I've been up to, which has been nothing really because of the lockdown, but we went for a run out the other day to one of the shops, and we took the scenic route. This is near Congleton in Cheshire, you see, and there's lots of daffodils out, and I thought I would stop and take a bit of video for you just to show you how beautiful it is. So I hope you don't mind. I just thought I'd insert this little bit of footage for you. And like I say, I do love my seasons. And at Easter, I did knit my grandchildren two little Easter egg holders. So I'll just show you these as well. It was Mrs. Tiggy Winkle. I made my granddaughter, and my grandson I made Peter Rabbit, and they hold a little Cadbury's cream egg. So I thought I'd make those. I mean, these are this is me all over. Oh, I'll make this last minute. And I think it took me a day just to make Mrs. Tiggy Winkle. But I'll pop a photograph on and show you Mrs. Tiggy Winkle and Peter Rabbit. My last vlog I was showing you the Seaglass cardigan I was making for my granddaughter. Now I've completed that and I actually gave it to her, so I'll just pop a little photograph up of the Seaglass cardigan. This was a cardigan designed by Sarah Cooke, and I purchased this from Ravelry, so I'll put the details of the pattern for the Seaglass cardigan in the information below, and also the 2 links for the Beatrix Potter little animals as well. I think I purchased those 2 patterns from Love Crafts. So that's all my makes and works in progress and my plans. What else can I tell you before I go? Yes, I've decided that next week I might actually upload a floss tube. I've been thinking about doing this for some while because I have got quite a bit of cross stitch and tapestry, and I thought, well, why not share it? And also I've got some patterns, so I thought I might actually do a floss tube. As you know, I am a quilter, and I haven't shown you any quilts I've made. So I thought what I would do is, I've watched quite a few floss tubes now, and I've noted that people tend to show their quilts on their floss tubes. So I thought one week I would show all my sewing and knitting makes and crafting, and then another time I would upload a floss tube. So that way the vlogs are shorter and we get a little bit more variety, and also it gives you an opportunity, gives me an opportunity to work a little more on the projects so they're more nearer to completion when I next upload. So yeah, so thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you have, please give me a like, give me a comment. I'm hoping to get to at least 500 subscribers soon, and if I do, then I'll be able to do another giveaway. So if you've enjoyed this vlog, like I say, give me a like, leave me a comment, ask me any questions, anything. Any interaction would be good. If you haven't already subscribed, could you please subscribe? To subscribe, you have to have an email, I think it's a Gmail. If you just go on to Gmail and create an account, and then that way you can sign into YouTube and leave comments then, you see, and subscribe to channels. So if you want to subscribe, please press the subscribe button below and tap the bell, and then you'll be notified when I upload a vlog. So until next time, thank you for listening to me, and enjoy crafting. Bye.